A very good morning, dear students. Welcome back to the session. In this session, I am going to discuss on the chapter 4 software concepts. So, in the last class, I discussed about the preliminary concepts which I have to know when they come to computer systems. So, computer systems will be having three categories. One is hardware, software, and the users. Hardware in this is the physical components of the computer which we can able to touch and feel is called as hardware. Examples may be a keyboard, mouse, joystick, printers, etc. And software in the sense collection of programs and related data to perform some specific task. Is it right? The softwares can be MS-DOS operating system, Windows operating system, MS Excel. So those which we cannot able to touch and feel is called as softwares. So in that softwares there are two types. One is system software and another one is application softwares. So system softwares in the sense these are the set of programs which are written to write some common task. Okay, so system softwares were written in low level language, in the sense binary level languages. Is it right? So these were the concepts which I discussed for the system softwares. One example I gave was operating system. So there were three types of system softwares. One is operating system, language translators, and utilities. Okay, so these are the system softwares types. And then I discussed about application softwares. Application softwares in the sense a system software that has been written to perform or process some specific job, that is user intended job, is called as application softwares. So these application softwares are always written in high level languages. Okay, so the examples are MS Word, MS Excel, DBMS softwares, etc. Okay students, I hope you all go through the concepts which I discussed in the last classes. And then I gave one important concept, that is operating systems. So operating system is a computer program which acts as an interface between the user and the computer, or an operating system is a set of programs that controls the overall operations of a computer. So this was a definition of operating systems. So some of the functions which I discussed about operating system was memory management, process management, and then device management, file management, protection and security, user interface. It was whether it is a graphical user or command based user interface. So these were the concepts which I discussed in the last classes. Okay, let me discuss in today's class about the features of some of the operating systems. So features in the sense characteristics. So in today's class you have to focus on this features or characteristics of a computers. So what it is? So first operating system, we shall take it as DOS. So MS-DOS. So MS-DOS in the sense it is a single user operating system. Single user operating system in the sense only one user is sitting in the front of the system and able to do the work. And it is developed by Bill Gates and Paul Allen in the year 1980s. Okay, for IBM PCs, for using with respect to IBM PCs, this DOS operating system was developed by Bill Gates. Some of the features. So what are the features of this operating system? So this operating system manages the file to create, edit and write and delete the files. As usual, every operating system does this. And then directory management in the sense it is able to create the folder, directory in the sense folder. It is also available to create, change and search and delete the directories. Okay, and then it also manages the memory. So whenever the new process or new file is there, it has to allocate the memory in the computer secondary storage, that is hard disk, and then whenever it is not required, it is used to deallocate the memory. Okay students, so these are the features of DOS operating system. So DOS operating system in the sense that is not graphical user interface, it will be having command oriented system. Okay, so it was developed by Bill Gates and Paul Allen in 1980s. Okay, so next is continuation of this DOS operating system. So one is it used to interact with the system, that is using commands. So as I told, it will execute only with the commands and not with the graphical things. So programs to load and execute the users. So whenever the program is loaded into the system, at that point of time it used to execute that. So supporting languages was Pascal, C, Fortran, COBOL. So these were the computer language which was developed during the second generation of computers. So these were the languages which is used to support the DOS operating system. Okay. So this is the one of the operating system feature, that is DOS. So next is Unix operating system. So Unix operating system is developed by Dennis Ritchie. So this Dennis Ritchie and Ken Thompson. So this will be asked in the 1 mark question, who developed the Unix operating system. So it is Dennis Ritchie and Ken Thompson on December 1985 for Sun Microsystems. So Sun Microsystems is a some computer company or organization. So for their purpose, the Dennis Ritchie and Ken Thompson invented this Unix operating system. So in this, what are the features? So first one is, it is having hierarchical file organization. Hierarchical in the sense following some order. So some particular order will be there for arranging the files. So next is, it is portability. So portability in the sense, it is to port from means change its direction from one more place to another place, and it is having multitasking and multi-user support. So it will be having not like single user, but it will be having multitask and multi-user. Facilities kernel and shell programming. So shell programming is also available. Mission independent, and that is, it doesn't depend on the platform, whether it is 64-bit or whether it is a 32-bit, it doesn't depend upon that. And it also supports networking. So networking in the sense changing of information from one systems to other systems. Okay. So connection will be there. So that is networking. So that is also supported by this Unix operating systems. So next is Linux operating systems. So Linux operating system was developed by Finland University student Linus Torvalds. Okay. So this features of Linux operating systems are, it is a freeware software, means we can download it in the Google. So it is available at a free. So next, facilities of kernel programming, which provides access to softwares and hardwares. So there is a hardware support and there is a software support when it comes to Linux operating system, and it is open source development operating system. Whenever it is free means it is open source, we can able to download it with the browsers. And then it is mission dependent, not like Unix. So it is mission dependent, means it is actually depending on the hardware of the computer. It is also supporting multi-user and multitasking. It supports for multitasking, and it is compatible and portable. Compatible in the sense, it is adjustable for the smaller size, and portable in the sense we can transfer from one system to another system. It supports, of course, networking and internet connectivity. So whenever there is a networking, it comes, internet connection is also available, that is LAN, MAN, WAN, etc. connections can be done with this Unix operating systems. Okay. So next is Solaris operating systems. So Solaris operating system is a free Unix based operating systems introduced by Sun Microsystems in 1992 as a successor to the Sun OS. So this Solaris operating system, it is also free operating system, free Unix based operating system, and it is developed by Sun Microsystems. So Sun Microsystems was invented this Solaris operating systems. So let me discuss what are the features of this Sun Microsystems. So it supports advanced networking capability, that is wireless networks also it is supports. So it supports wireless networking facilities like zoning security. So zoning security in the sense, so splitting access to the internal functions of the operating systems into series of zones. One may be a public access zone, operations zone, and restricted zones. So these are the three zones which is available in the networking. So this operating system focuses on zone security. So whether it is available to access in the public way, it is available to access in the restricted zone also. So these are the features which is developed by this Solaris operating system, and here it is manages the particular hardware usage of a particular application, and it also manages some of the software uses, and it also allows the user to interact with the internet browsers, media players, and office suite. Okay students, so next is Windows operating systems. So Windows, so you all know about Windows, right? So nowadays what the operating system we all are using is Windows. So Windows is a very popular operating system which is developed by the Microsoft company. So this you should know. So Windows is performed users. This system has come a long way from 3.11 to 8. So nowadays what we use is Windows 7. So this is a popular version of Windows. So but this Windows comes from 3.11 to 8. Actually now 10 also it came. So for your syllabus they have kept up to 8. So the features, so it is main feature is graphical user interface. So that is whatever the icon on the desktop which you are seeing, so that desktop icon can be accessed. So what it is we can able to read. So that this is called as graphical user interface. It supports multi-user and multitasking. So that is we can able to minimize the processes which we are able to doing, and we can open the new browser window, or we can able to do chatting, we can able to do singing, songs playing, and we can able to play the game. So this supports multitasking and multi-user, is it right? So next is, of course, it will provide networking. So that is you can able to browse anything, that is it is able to provide the activities and games, of course, and it is also having the features like sleep and resume functionality. Sleep in the sense whenever we are not able, whenever we no need require of the computer system, we can able to put the system into the sleep, so that the memory and the duration of the CPU speed everything is paused for some duration of the time, and later we can able to resume in the sense from where it has been stopped, from there we can able to access the system. So it has a quick search facility, of course. So in the bottom side it will be having search button. There if you give the file name, we can able to access the whatever the search operation, whatever the file operation we wanted. And then it also provides USBs. So new hardware devices can be inserted. For example, pen drive we can able to insert, we can able to insert mouse USB, we can able to insert keyboard USB, is it right? So this helps for wireless devices and with the help of USB drive. So next it also provides backup and system store facility in case of system failure. So if for a chance if the system is not able to do the work properly, at that time all the data in the system will be corrupted. So this can be restored with the help of backup facility. So this is about Windows operating systems. So next we will see on Windows 7 operating system. Okay students, Windows 7 operating system is the most recent client version of the Windows which is developed by Microsoft. So as I told earlier, so it is a most used client version, in the sense users version. So it has a redesigned taskbar. So taskbar in the sense whatever it will get in the downsides, and multi-touch support, so we can able to touch and use that file, and better search facilities for file and documents. So whenever we wanted to search for any document, at that time it is available to search with the name of file or documents, and is also available, the file sharing facility is also available for many users. And then it is designed for 64-bit machines, and also it supports for 32-bit operations. So whenever the software which is available for 32-bit version and 64-bit versions also it is available. Okay, so next is it supports internet facility, Internet Explorer version 8. Of course, in the sense it also supports Google search engine, it also supports it supports Chrome, it supports Mozilla Firefox, etc. search engines. Explorer, internet facility is available with respect to Windows 7, and it also manages the memory, putting in active devices in sleep mode. So whenever the devices is not the applications which is not able to use in that particular time, so at that time the sleep mode is enabled. So it also supports better media facility, that is multimedia, graphics, videos, everything is supported in this operating systems. It supports for wireless to facilitate the mobility, so that is LAN WAN connections is available. So whenever there is no internet connection in broadband, we can able to use a mobile internet also. So it supports better security pass support. So security is available with respect to Windows 7. So next is it supports multi-core processors. So i3, i7, i8. So i8 in the sense 8 processors are there in the system, and also it includes networking capability and internet facilities. So internet facility is huge or vast in this Windows 7 operating system. Next is automatic defragmentation of the disk is also done. So whenever the disk is not able to perform the specific task, so defragmentation is done. So that is dividing the disk into many parts. So that is also happened with respect to Windows 7 operating system. So next we will move on to the Windows 8. So Windows 8 operating system supports touch user interface. So whenever the desktop is there like this, on this disk we can able to touch the screen, and we can able to choose the operations which we wanted. So this version is developed in the year 2012. So this interface is aimed at tablet. So have you seen the tabs? So tabs will be like this much of size. So this version is aimed in the sense like that we also wanted to develop the software. So like that, so Windows 8 operating system is also developed, and it is providing safety and security measures. So whenever there is no security, the users will may have to lose the data. Online services and functionalities is also available. Windows Store applications is also available, like what are the apps which we store in the Windows, that is also available. System boot operation is available in this Windows 8 operating system. So next is Android operating systems. Android in the sense the word which whenever you hear the word Android, your mobiles only will come into your picture, right? So this is Android operating system is a Linux based operating system for mobile phones. So as I told, it is used for mobile phones. It is developed by Google and Open Handset Alliance. So that is OHA. So who developed Android operating system? So Google and OHA. So what are the features? So it is one of the powerful operating system. It supports multitasking, and it is an open platform, so users can connect to any internet or phone. So it allows the users to browse, download, update the applications provided by the Google. So whenever there is a internet connection is connected, whenever in your phones, you can actually update what and all the apps which is installed in your phone. So that apps can also be updated with the help of this Android systems. So Android systems is a powerful operating system. It supports multitasking, open platform. It is an open platform, so users can interact to the any mobile network or phone. Okay, students. So it also supports 3D glass. 3D 3-dimensional glass is also supported. 3D screen, and then software, multi-touch software keyboard is also supported. It supports video calling and video chatting, supports extra large screen and resolution. So resolution is more in the case of this Android systems. So it supports video calling. So as we all are using the video chat or video calling in the WhatsApp, so that is provided with the help of this operating system in Android operating system only. Okay, so next is types of operating systems. So until now we discussed some of the features of operating system. So next we'll move on to the types. So types, it may be a single user operating system, batch operating systems, so multi-programming operating system, distributed operating system, network operating system, multi-threaded operating system, etc. So in today's class, let me discuss on single operating system and batch processing operating systems. So single operating system allows only one single user to share the resources, including the CPU. So including CPU, only one user is available to share the resources. This type of OS is mainly used in laptops and PCs. It will allow the users to execute one program at a time. So one program is only available to execute at a time. Okay, so examples, MS-DOS. So MS-DOS is a example for this single operating system. So single operating system allows only one user to share the system resources, including the CPU. Including the CPU, it allows the users to share one user. So it is mainly used in laptops and PCs. It allows the users to execute one program at a time. Examples may be MS-DOS. So this is the picture how it looks like. See here only one single user is there. One single user is sitting and he is doing the work. So here the data transmission happens one at a time. Okay, so this is an example for single user operating system. So next is batch operating system. So batch means collection of something, is it right? So here the collection of number of users program in the form of batches and executed one after the other. So here a batch operating system is a one which collects a number of user program in the form of batches and executed one after the other it is executed. Actually one batch is created. So one batch is created and it is after executing one program, the other program is also executed. Okay, so next, the similar type of programs are grouped together in this method and send it for execution. So similar groups, for example, one operating system and this operating system and third programs are grouped together, and this group is, I'll call it as B1. So this B1 is only executed first, after that this B2 is executed. Okay, so like this the batches is made, similar type of groups is made, and then it is sent. So okay, there is no interaction between the user and the executing program here. Okay, So there is no interaction between users and executing program. Okay, I hope you all are understanding. So so next, see here you can look at the figure. So batch operating system will function in first in first out, that is what are the options, what are the jobs it has created. First job, so first job will be executed first, so next job will be executed at next, so next job will be executed next. So like this one batch is created, so this job will execute and its results will be declared first. So next job 2, its results will be declared and that is results is 2. So this is the example, this is how the batch operating system is done, works. Okay, so here this is the image you can see here. So this is for IBM 360 computers. Okay, so this is up to for today's class. So in today's class, if you are having any doubt, you can ask. Okay, so let me recall all the concepts in a brief manner. Okay, so in the first class I discussed about three computer softwares, three computer systems components. One is software, hardware and the users. So in that first one is computer hardware means what, computer software in the is means what. So in that computer softwares, so there are two types, one is system software and another one is application softwares. So in the system softwares again three types. So what are that? So application softwares, system softwares and then general purpose softwares. So these are the three types of softwares which you have to know. In system softwares, so we are having operating system, language translators and utility softwares. Okay, so in that these are the operating systems which we discussed. So operating systems, what are the operating systems which we discussed in today's class? So one is DOS. So DOS we are done with. So next is Unix. So second operating system is Unix. So third is Linux. So next is Solaris. So next is Windows operating system, generally we discussed, and then Windows 7 and Windows 8 are the operating systems which we discussed. So next is types of operating systems which we discussed. So that is a single operating system and then batch operating systems. So in the next classes I will be discussing on multi-programming operating systems. So in that there are three types: multitasking operating system, multi-user operating system, time sharing systems. So the time sharing system can be online or multi-user also. And then we discussed about we are going to discuss on real-time systems, distributed operating systems, network operating systems and multi-threaded operating systems. So these are the types, whole computer systems will be having these type of operating systems. So next what else we discussed? We discussed on single user operating systems. So this OS allows only one user to share the system resources including the CPU. This type of OS is mainly used in PCs, that is personal computer or laptops. It will allow the users to execute one program at a time. Only it will allow one program at a time. So only it is called as single user operating system. But the example for the single user operating system is MS-DOS. Okay. And then we discussed on batch operating system. So batch operating system is one in which it collects the number of users to inform inform batches and executed one after the other. For example, there are 3 batches, it will be creating of same particular kind and it will be executing one batch after the other. Okay. So, next there is no interaction between the user and the executing programs. So, this you have to keep it in mind. There is no interaction between users and executing programs. So, this is about the batch operating system. So, this is a pictorial representation of a batch operating system, how it will look like. So, this is up to today's class. If you are having any doubts, please ask the questions. Thank you.